And I know you said in the countdown show that and some other interviews that you're very good in rematches, right? But you just had the one with Volkanovski, and you only had like 10 days to prepare for that. You've had months for this. So how much better are you going to be in this rematch with more time this time?
Uh, I'm always good in the rematch. That's why I will be. I will be more prepared. Now I know everything what Arman can do, and I know his style, and always he have same style. Always, he have good wrestlings. That's why he's my opinion. That's why he's a number one contender right now. Because in our division we don't have like many good high level wrestlers. But who have good skills in the wrestling, they're in the top.
And you said in your after your first during your first fight, you took Islam down and then you kept trying to wrestle him and maybe you threw the game plan out the window and used all your energy a little quickly. Have you had to work on that and or have your coaches had to talk to you to be kind of refocus you and make you stick to the game plan and not just shoot in so much or kind of throw the game plan out?
Yeah, this time I'm gonna listen my corners, and but sometimes I believe myself too much, and and like okay, like when someone say don't do that, I wanna do that. I don't know why. Like even like at home, like if someone like tell me to do something, I just don't wanna do that. So I wanna do opposite. But this time, to get the belt, I gotta listen my corners very well and do what I gotta do. So just I have a game plan and I gotta like keep listening. So
Are they the ones that came up with this secret technique that you've been teasing everyone with?
yeah, everybody asking like, tell me your secret technique. Like, how can I tell you? Okay, high kick. I'm like saying everybody, and like it's I don't know. I shouldn't say that secret technique. It's like everybody asking the same question. What's the secret? What's the secret What's the secret technique? It's like I don't know. Like no makes sense to ask that question. So
And
and
you
it's a high kick, guys.
Armin was in here earlier and he says he has a secret technique planned for this fight that no one has ever seen before and you won't be ready for. Do you have any idea what this might be?
Man, I told you, don't believe what Arman says because last time he says I will finish Oliveira by 1 round, but they go all distance and he won by split decision. That's why don't believe him.
And obviously, winning a world title is everything you want, but to beat someone like Islam, who people are already saying is one of the best this division's ever seen, best in the sport, does that add something to it, or is it really kind of irrelevant who you're fighting? It's just the title that matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it was Charles Oliveira or Gage or whatever. Just it's the same goal. It's a title right now. I'm focusing on just title. It's my goal. Even if like if we're gonna compare rematch with Islam Makhachev or title, I'll pick title because it's a history. Like different stories. So.
And I know you said he's not going to talk about you anymore after this fight, right? But he is still one of the younger guys in the division. Do you not see if you win this fight, ever a third fight with him, it's going to be over after this?
My third fight, no, I hope now because not makes sense 3 times fight with some guy, same guy, and but I think this new generation will come. They we have most dangerous weight division. The all guys. I believe this is the one of the hardest weight class in not just in UFC in other our sports. And I need some new target.
This super secret technique that you can't tell us about, is it something like we've seen in MMA before, or is it something like you've completely invented and you're going to like jump through the air, somersault, and like double foot him in the face, or is it something we might actually be able to recognize when you do it?
No, that technique I've never seen in UFC. In highlights as well.
When we see you do it, will we go, that's what he was
Yeah,
talking
yeah, for
about?
sure. That technique.
Yeah.
You're gonna say, "Oh wow, what is that?" Like a up kick the last fight. So you never seen when I'm like throwing up kick,
Cool.
But like it's so rare, a rare kick as well. It's like a couple fighters who did like a up kick, in the UFC as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. I saw someone point out in the lead up to this fight that in 2025, most of the guys in the top 10 are going to be turning 35 or older. Arman is the youngest one. So what do you think of the division right now, and who do you see as people who are coming up and could maybe challenge for the belt in the next year or so?
I don't want to look behind Arman because now I have Arman is a good, really tough opponent, and I just focus on him, and looking for the rankings, thinking for the next opponent. It's not my job. I just still training, still hungry, and just if we have something, just send me contract. It's my opinion all my life. I never chose opponent, never thinking like I'm gonna fight this guy, I'm not gonna fight this guy. Just send me contract. That's it.
If you throw it and it doesn't work, will you be like kind of disappointed, or are you going to just be able to roll with it?
You mean up kick?
No, your super secret technique.
It's gonna work if I throw it.
Arman, over here to your right still. I know you said that if you beat Islam, you would be willing to give him a trilogy fight. There's only been one other trilogy in the history of the lightweight division, with Frankie Edgar and Gray Maynard. Do you feel like when your guys' careers are over, are we going to look back at this rivalry and these fights between you and Islam and say it's the biggest rivalry in lightweight history?
I can tell right now it's gonna be one of the best fight in lightweight division and one of the fight you like. Everybody is waiting for this fight. And the trilogy is gonna be the same, and everybody gonna talk about this fight. Even our fight was like 5 years or almost 6 years ago, and like everybody talked about that fight as well. So because 6 years ago we showed so good fight, and everybody talks about the fight. Can imagine what happened this Saturday if we have improved so much, and this time is gonna be same. Like people gonna talk about this fight next 10 years as well.
Islam, right here. Arman has been pretty honest when he's been talking about his own skill set and game plans. And he said in the first fight, when he took you down, his coaches were telling him to stop wrestling, but he wanted to keep wrestling you, and he wasn't listening to his coaches. He was pretty honest about that. And he says in every fight, his coaches will tell him something, and he wants to do, but they're not telling him all the time, similar with Charles.
Tell him you have to. I listen my coach. I don't know who is his coach, but I always listen my coach because I have one of the best coaches in this game, and it's good, when you have some corners who can give you good advice. You have to listen them because small things can change the fight.
Arman,
Arman,
right
over
here,
here.
bro. Over here.
He's older. He started first.
Oh,
sorry.
hey, thank you. Are you sure? I don't want to jump on in front of anyone, but if Arman says you're the boss, thanks, Arman. I appreciate it a lot. When you two first fought, you were just 22 years old, and he was almost 28. Now you're right in your prime at 28, and he's almost 34. I know you've improved tremendously by watching you. Do you feel he's improved? He stayed the same, or maybe he's a little bit worse than when you fought him and he was only 28?
No, he improved a lot. He changed his game, and he started like do very well, like Muay Thai clinch, and he throw his left knee. He has good. So, and he does very smart game. He doesn't waste his energy. He doesn't do a lot, but it's enough to win. And. We both got improved. So
Islam, right in front of you, right? Salam alaikum.
Alex,
Do you feel that this version of Arman Tsarukyan is going to be the most dangerous opponent that you've had, even compared to Volkanovski, compared to Oliveira?
no, if I give them chance to work, it's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be tough fight, but all of the guys who I fought last like 5 times, I don't know. They're always dangerous. Oliveira, one of the dangerous guys in our division. How many ambitions, how many knockouts he have, you know. Volkanovski, one of the tough guy, you know, in our sports. It's MMA, you know, all fighters from contenders or when you become fight for the title, it's all dangerous. And if I let them work, it's gonna be tough fight. But if I can follow my plan, it's gonna be easy, inshallah.
What do
And
you think?
about he's in his prime right now because 33 years old, and he got a lot of experience. He did a lot of like title defense, and he's on his prime. Uh, but I think like I'm in my prime as well, and I'm ready to beat him.
Absolutely. I'm sure you're not concerned about the odds, but are you surprised that you're like a 3-1 underdog? Many of us thought it should have been like an even bet, even money to see who would win between you and Islam.
No, I was a little bit surprised, but I was happy for my fans. You know, they're gonna put a lot of money on me.
Absolutely. And then the last one for me is what do you feel is going to be the difference between this fight and the other one? Obviously, you winning, but do you feel the fight will look similar to the first one, or is it going to be very different in your opinion?
It's gonna be a little bit different because I improved my striking so much, my wrestling, and I'm more smarter than I was, and so and I got a lot of like different techniques, you know, not just simple like 1-2 kick, you know. And now I have good combinations that I can throw, like, and yeah, it's gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna strike more than wrestle, I feel like.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do you think the fight will look similar to what it was before your first fight, or it's going to be very
I
different?
don't know how it's gonna look, but I'm ready.
All right, final
Maybe
question.
maybe first time I'm like a little bit underestimating because before that he never fought in UFC. I never saw his fight, and but right now I know everything what Arman have. He know everything what I have, you know, and it's gonna be good fight for the MMA fans.
And then obviously it's nice to have the fans on your side, but do you kind of like it when the fans are almost against you and you can almost embrace like
It's
the
not
villain's
something I
mentality?
like, but I told you it's no matter who you support, you and your opponent, and that's it. Cage is close. Nobody can help you.
Is the celebration plan still to walk across Russia with the belt?
Yeah, but walk is gonna be it. I checked on the GPT chat. He said me I gotta walk 182 days, but I gotta defend that title. So we decided to drive. It's like 10, 15 days, but drives is better. I'm gonna drive.
Islam. Habib recently said in an interview with ESPN that fighting was easier and that coaching is more of a headache. What was his energy and his teaching like during this training camp?
You know, of course, he's for like corners everybody, not just in the fight, in the sparring. You know, sometimes he go crazy when he corners somebody in the gym. Also, you know, when somebody don't listen him his advice, he go crazy, and it's really hard. Maybe someone you guys know understand, but when you corner someone who close to you, your friends, it's really hard because you're nervous. You cannot sleep after the fight. You cannot even sleep after this night because you're like empty because the emotion, the people, crowd. You're gonna be like empty, zero after the fight. That's why I think now he have experience, and he have to keep in energy now from the first fight when he gonna be corner with Tahir because Tahir is the guy who make him nervous more than everybody.
Intuit Dome in Los Angeles is going to be about 18,000 people. A lot of them are going to be your fans. You're going to have that home court advantage, like you said. When your music hits, what's going on through your head? What kind of adrenaline rush do you get? And how does that help you in the fight?
Yeah, it's when I listen my music, I never I try never listen the music during the fight camp or like off season. I just wanna listen just one time fight day, and when I listen to music, it gives me a lot of motivation, and it drives me like crazy, and I'm ready I'm ready to fight, with anybody.